Okay, once again, welcome everybody. The first thing I want to do is show you the pacing. This is our pacing for level 4. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, you can see that we are in week 5, and it says transportation compound nouns, expressions of quantity, count and non-count nouns, too many, too much, fewer, few, a few, little. Bueno, what we've been doing, what we worked on last class, and what we're going to continue working on this class. Notice that next class we have our midterm. It is our first midterm. Remember, we are in 3 periods now, just like all of your other classes. So period 1, we've been talking about transportation. And the first midterm is next class on Wednesday. Really quickly, I want to show you the format that you will have on the exam. This is how the exam is going to look. You're going to have 4 skills: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Each one is worth 25% of your grade. The reading, you have 25 minutes. The writing, you have 30 minutes. The listening, you have 15 minutes. And the speaking, you have 10 minutes. Please keep in mind, this is the total amount of time. So in the speaking, you have 2 minutes to record your voice, 8 minutes for you to plan. If you do not send the speaking in the 10 minutes, you did not send the speaking in the 10 minutes. No la manden después, it's going to close. It'll close after 10 minutes, so please keep this in mind. Okay? Here are the topics. Our first period topics were transportation, so as you can see, everything is going to do with transportation or vehicle technology. So our readings might be on car technology or transportation. Writing might be about cars, bicycles, meal, public transportation in general. The listenings that you get might be on transportation or traffic jams. And the speaking you have to do will be something related to transportation. Ahora, this is very general. This is general. Okay? Once you go into the exam, you will have the specific prompt that will tell you what you need to respond. Is that clear for everyone? Silence means yes. Okay. So now that we've talked about the exam and what you should expect, please remember we start at 5 o'clock next class. 5 o'clock sharp, we start the exam. Okay? You have from 5 until 6:25. From 5 o'clock until 6:25 to complete all 4 skills. Okay? Alright, if there's no questions on that, let's go ahead and look at the homework. And the homework I'm talking about is not the one that's for next class. Not the one for next class. I'm talking about the opinion paragraph. The opinion paragraph practice that was right here on week 3. This was from last week. This opinion paragraph practice goes through 10 different questions about what an opinion paragraph is and what it has. ¿Alguien tiene preguntas about this homework? Any questions about this homework?
Teacher,
Yes.
can you please say who did the homework or not? Because I don't remember really well.
Not right now, lady.
Okay, teacher.
Not right now. I can send. What we can do is, let me see. Next class you have the exam, and then next week we have class A. We can review. We can take some time to review that. Okay.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
All right. So I'm not going to go through each one of these questions, But what I want to do, because the writing is very important, all of you have gotten back your grade on your opinion paragraph. Every one of you. I finished grading all opinion paragraphs for this group. Please let me know if you did not receive a grade or if you did not do the opinion paragraph. Okay, so I'm supposing everyone completed the opinion paragraph. Not this homework. The opinion paragraph, the progress check that we did last class. Oh, 2 classes ago, perdón. Okay, perfect. What I want to do, because the opinion paragraph is so important, and you will have to do it again on the exam, I want to do a small survey of 4 questions about what is an opinion paragraph. Porque I noticed that many of you were missing some parts of the opinion paragraph. So I want to make sure that all of us understand what you need to include in your opinion paragraph. So everyone, I opened a sondeo, I opened a poll in WebEx. Please answer the questions. There are 4 questions. I will give you 5 minutes. Alright guys, we have a little bit under 3 minutes left. A little bit under 3 minutes. Please click on the 3 buttons, en los 3 botones, y vas a ver sondeo en la parte de arriba. Haz clic ahí y debes poder verlas otra vez. We have about 1 minute left. Alright, everyone should be finishing now. Okay. For those of you that haven't finished, there's still a few seconds left, about 10 seconds. Okay. Everyone sees here the results? Let's take a look at these. 1 second, let me... What's this? Here we go. Okay. So, question number one. Question number one. How many parts are there to an opinion paragraph? How many parts are there to an opinion paragraph? The correct answer is 5. The correct answer is 5. Only 22% of you got it right. What are the 5 parts? Alguien en ese 22%. What are the 5 parts of an opinion paragraph? Ustedes tienen que escribir una en el examen. William?
Quick sentence, 3 reasons, conclusion.
Okay, that's 3. Topic sentence, 3 reasons, conclusion. Faltan 2. Hook and... Cada razón debe tener, every reason should have...
Examples.
Examples. The 5 parts to an opinion paragraph. Hook, first. Next, your topic sentence. Then your 3 reasons. Every reason should have an example, a clear example. And you should finish with a conclusion. These are the 5 parts. Guys, if you did your opinion paragraph and you were missing one of these parts, pues ya sabes, it's impossible for you to get a 5. Okay? So, if you were missing these parts, I put in your notes, cuando mandé la nota of your opinion paragraph, I put missing hook, or not a clear topic sentence, or no reasons, or missing examples. Okay? These 5 parts are very important. You must have all 5. Bueno, let's take a look at question number 2.
Profe, una preguntita.
Yes, sir.
Yo no tengo ningún comentario. Y no veo la nota,
Sobre,
pero está calificado.
sobre su opinion paragraph,
Ajá, señor.
escríbeme un correo.
Está bien.
Lo mandaste, ¿no? ¿Lo hiciste la última clase en UA virtual?
Sí, aparece calificado.
Ok. Mándeme, por favor, mándeme un correo y yo reviso. Revise mi opinion paragraph, algo así. Okay, thank you, Juan. Question number 2. What part of the opinion paragraph should draw the reader? Draw the reader is to capture the reader. Many of you put the hook, gancho, which is a hook. Very good. If you put hook, that is the correct answer. If you put examples, that is not correct. If you put topic sentence or main idea or a very broad text, none of those are correct. The topic sentence is not the correct answer. The hook needs to draw the attention. We do this with a question or a statistic, usually. Okay? That is the first thing that you should see. Boom! 50% of motorcycles accidents are fatal. Oof, que número tan alto. And then you keep reading. Or, have you ever been on the Mio when it's crowded? It's the worst. And then you say, yes, and you keep reading. Okay, the hook is what draws the attention. And then, in the topic sentence, you give your main idea. Okay? What is not a good topic sentence? Which of these is not a good topic sentence? I believe that traffic can be reduced by implementing more laws, providing more roads, and ensuring that police apply traffic laws. Traffic is hard to fix because there's so many problems such as bad roads, many cars, and corruption with police. And in my opinion, motorcycles can be safer by enforcing speed limits for motorcycle bikes, creating motorcycle-only lanes, and preventing motorcycles from riding on the side of the street. Bueno, most of you, 43% of you, put B. B is the correct answer. This is not a good topic sentence. Why? Who can tell me? Why is this not a good topic sentence? What is it missing? What does it not have? Remember, I said our topic sentence should have the following: opinion, a main idea, and it should focus on a solution. It should have these three things. Well, let's take a look at this first one. I believe, ya arrancamos con un opinion, I believe traffic can be reduced, that is the main idea, by implementing more laws, providing more roads, and ensuring that police apply traffic. That is the solution. Y cada estas soluciones, each of these solutions becomes a reason. Look at number C, la otra que era correcta. In my opinion, there's my opinion, motorcycles can be made safer, there's my main idea, by enforcing speed limits for motorbikes, creating motorcycle-only lanes, and preventing motorcycles from riding on the side of the street. There's my three solutions. Let's look at number 2. Traffic is hard to fix. There's my main idea, pero salté my opinion. I jumped my opinion. Because there's so many problems, such as bad roads, many cars, and corruption with police. No solution. Those are all problems. Notan por qué estaba equivocado esa. I told you the topic sentence is also the map. It is the map of the rest of your paragraph. So if you don't give me your solution in your topic sentence, the rest of your paragraph is not going to speak about the solution, and you're not going to get a high grade. You want to make sure that you focus on the solution. Let's continue with number 4. What should a conclusion have? Some of you said opinion, 8. 12 of you said main idea, and 9 of you said reasons. Algunos escogieron más que uno. If you picked Santiago, por ejemplo, and Juan Felipe Jiménez, and only these 2. Only Santiago and Juan Felipe got it correct. Noten que pusieron las 3. They put all 3. All 3 of these are important for you to have in your conclusion. Your topic sentence and your conclusion should contain very similar information. Opinion, Main idea, reasons. Esa es la única diferencia. Reasons instead of solution, porque puedes tener una solución en vez de tres, and then it would just be the reasons. Either way, it should reiterate the information. It should not have any new information in your conclusion. Any questions about the structure of a topic sentence or of an opinion paragraph? Bueno. Next class, you guys have the exam. 25% of that exam is the opinion paragraph. It is an important part of what you do. So please make sure you understand. If you do not understand, make sure you go to tutoring. There's a lot of tutoring available between now and Wednesday. But you must go to it. You must see it. Okay? All right. We are now going to continue with our class for today. Our class for today is expressions of quantity, just as we have seen. We're going to continue learning about expressions of quantity. Our objective, once again, is to use expressions of quantity to talk about transportation problems. So the first thing I want to do is I want to look at this video one last time. We did not have a lot of time to discuss this last class. So I want us to listen to it again one time. Si ya tienen las notas escritas, take them out, grab your notes, and we are going to fill out this Cornell notes that you see here. Why am I doing this? This listening, one, it's about transportation, and two, on the exam, you're going to have a listening. And it is important that you understand how to take notes during the listening, so that when you answer the questions, no estás gastando tiempo. You only have 15 minutes in the listening. So you want to make the most of it, okay? All right, let's go ahead and listen to this one last time, and then we'll look at the Cornell note-taking.
Experienced travelers know that Labor Day is typically one of the busiest travel days of the year. But commuters on many city highways are already experiencing Labor Day-like gridlock on the average day of the week. According to a study from Texas A&M Transportation Institute, traffic congestion worsened from 2013 to 2014 in 95 of the 100 largest cities in America. Millions of Americans waste more hours of their lives sitting in traffic now than they did 3 decades ago. A big reason? The U.S. economy has added more than 9 million jobs since the recession began in 2008, which means more people are now commuting to work. Those traveling during rush hour will spend an average of 42 extra hours each year on the road. That's 6.9 billion hours for commuters on the whole, or more time than it would take to drive to Pluto and back if there were a road. Here are the top 5 cities with the worst traffic. The cost of the average commuter is calculated using a combination of the value of the travel delay and the average cost of gas in the state. Number 5, San Jose, California. Commuters waste 67 precious hours in traffic in San Jose at a cost of $1,422 per commuter each year. Drivers in the New York metro area spend 74 extra hours commuting per year, ranking the region number 4, costing residents $1,739 a year. San Francisco and Oakland are next. Commuters in the Bay Area are wasting an extra 78 hours of their year in traffic, costing them $1,675. At number 2, Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Anaheim take the cake. The LA area comes in at a close second when it comes to traffic congestion. Residents spend an extra 80 hours a year in the car, $1,711 wasted per commuter thanks to clogged roadways. And finally, at number 1, the U.S. city with the worst traffic is none other than the nation's capital. Commuters in Washington, D.C. spend an average of 82 extra hours on the road thanks to traffic gridlock, making it the most congested city in America. The extra drive time costs the average auto commuter $1,834 per year. Gridlock in the capital. You don't say.
Alright, here's what we're going to do. We watched the video again. Now I want your help one more time working on the Cornell note-taking method. So I'm going to share my screen. And please fill in the information that you saw from the video. What is the title? What are the main ideas? Perdón. One second. No me llenen todavía. Here we go. What is the title? What are the main ideas? And what are the details that you saw in the video? So please go ahead and put this information. And then we will talk about it. Perdón, ustedes no pueden anotar, ¿no? Deben decir algo. There you go. Now you guys can put the information in. Please fill in the information. ¿Quieren escucharla una vez más? Do you listen one more time?
Yes, teacher.
Ok, la voy a poner y voy a dejar esta pantalla. I'm gonna leave this. No. Yeah, actually I can. 1 second.
Teacher,
Yes.
título, ¿cómo se dice título? Traffic in series in United States.
Okay, good. Traffic in cities. How many cities, Juan Jose?
6.
Top 5.
5 cities in the USA.
Top 5 traffic index.
Good. What are the keywords? Let's see how far we get. Go ahead and I will write it, and I want you guys to tell me. What are the main, or what is the main idea? If you were to take this listening y quebrarlo en pedazos grandes, in big pieces, what would they be? One is the introduction. And what's the first big... Bueno, miren el título. Traffic in 5 cities in the USA. So what are the big things that they're going to talk about? Let's listen. Let's listen again. No, not traffic. Let's listen one more time. And I want you guys to try and observe as you're listening. What is important? What is the most important thing? Perdón que siempre cansé, es que para compartir sonido es cosa complicada. All right.
Experienced travelers know that Labor Day is typically one of the busiest travel days of the year. But commuters on many city highways are already experiencing Labor Day-like gridlock on the average day of the week. According to a study from Texas A&M Transportation Institute, traffic congestion worsened from 2013 to 2014 in 95 of the 100 largest cities in America. Millions of Americans waste more hours of their lives sitting in traffic now than they did 3 decades ago. A big reason? The U.S. economy has added more than 9 million jobs since the recession began in 2008, which means more people are now commuting to work. Those traveling during rush hour will spend an average of 42 extra hours each year on the road. That's 6.9 billion hours for commuters on the whole, or more time than it would take to drive to Pluto and back if there were a road. Here are the top 5 cities with the worst traffic. The cost of the average commuter is calculated using a combination of the value of the travel delay and the average cost of gas in the state. Number 5, San Jose, California. Commuters waste 67 precious hours in traffic in San Jose at a cost of $1,422 per commuter each year.
Okay. Hasta aquí. Up until this point, all of that is introduction. What is the first or the next big idea that they mention?
Condition?
No, not the conditions.
Transportation?
No, guys, it's each city. San Jose. And then what's the next city? Anybody remember?
New York.
New York.
New York. What's the
San
next city?
Francisco,
San Fran. What's the next city?
Los Ángeles,
Los Angeles. And
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Guys, en este lado, on this side where it says keywords, you want the big ideas. Si el topic, si el tema is traffic in top 5 cities, bueno, it's very possible that these 5 cities are going to be what you put in these keywords. They're going to talk about these 5 cities. Los detalles, the details of each of these 5 cities is going to go on this side. Okay? So this is the title and the keywords. I want your help to fill out the details. What can we put in the introduction? The introduction was long. There was a lot of information. How many jobs did the U.S. economy add? ¿Alguien lo escuchó? How many jobs were added?
9
9
million.
million.
Very good. 9 million jobs. That goes, nothing. This goes under the introduction. What else goes in the introduction? Anything else that's important? Okay, let's listen to the rest of it. And I want you guys to fill out the details for San Jose, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C.
California. Commuters waste 67 precious hours in traffic in San Jose
One
at a
second.
cost of worst traffic. The cost of the average commuter is calculated using a combination of the value of the travel delay and the average cost of gas in the state. Number 5, San Jose, California. Commuters waste 67 precious hours in traffic in San Jose at a cost of $1,422 per commuter each year. Drivers in the New York metro area spend
Okay,
7
let's stop there. We have the first one, San Jose. What important details did they tell us about San Jose? They mentioned 2 important things. What were they?
Teacher,
Yes, one.
San Jose 16, no,
Good. 67.
67.
67 hours in traffic.
Very good. 67 hours in traffic. 67 hours in traffic. That is one important detail from San Jose. The other important detail is the money. How much money did people spend?
2000.
and one and
Alguien puso 1,422. That's a
yeah.
pretty good guess. 1,422. Very good. That is correct. $1,422 per commuter. That will go right here. 1,000. So the time is 67 hours. The money is $1,422 per commuter. Okay, this is per commuter. All right. So we see we have these two pieces of important information for San Jose. I want you guys to listen for New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C. Okay. Y ustedes pueden escribir, usen la doble T y pongan la información. Put the information in. Okay. Let's continue listening.
$422 per commuter each year. Drivers in the New York metro area spend 74 extra hours commuting per year, ranking the region number 4, costing residents $1,739 a year. San Francisco and Oakland are next. Commuters in the Bay Area are wasting an extra 78 hours of their year in traffic, costing them $1,675. At number 2, Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Anaheim take the cake. The LA area comes in at a close second when it comes to traffic congestion. Residents spend an extra 80 hours a year in the car, $1,711 wasted per commuter thanks to clogged roadways. And finally, at number 1, the U.S. city with the worst traffic is none other than the nation's capital. Commuters in Washington, D.C. spend an average of 82 extra hours on the road thanks to traffic gridlock, making it the most congested city in America. The extra drive time costs the average auto commuter $1,834 per year. Gridlock in the capital. You don't say.
Ok, ¿quién le pareció muchísima información rapidísimo? Yes? No? Maybe so? Les voy a enseñar algo que pueden hacer en el examen y se lo recomiendo. And I recommend it. Go and press play.
Is calculated using a combination of the state.
Bueno, ya hablamos de San Jose.
At a cost. Drivers in the New York metro area spend 74 extra hours commuting per year, ranking the region number 4.
You stop it, you write it down. 74 hours in traffic. You go back to the listening, you play.
Costing residents $1,739 a year.
Okay, 1,730. You write it down. Okay, then you go back and you play. Obviamente para ustedes el listening no va a ser un video, but you can stop, write, stop, write, stop, write. You do this 2 times, you should have all of your information. And then you go and you answer the questions.
A year. San Francisco and Oakland are next. Commuters in the Bay Area are wasting an extra 78 hours of their year in traffic, costing them $1,675.
Okay, so I go to San Francisco, 78 hours, $1,675. Perfect. And I go to my
At
last.
number 2, Los Angeles,
two.
Long Beach, and Anaheim take the cake. The LA area comes in at a close second when it comes to traffic congestion. Residents spend an extra 80 hours a year in the car, $1,711 wasted per commuter thanks to clogged roadways.
Very good. So I come back here. I say Los Angeles, 80 hours in traffic, $1,711. And I do the same thing for Washington, D.C. Okay. Pause the listening. Right. Pause the listening. Guys, if you do this practice, o sea, yo no inventé esto. Esto es una universidad re famosa in the United States that invented this note-taking strategy. Master students, doctor students, this is very well known, very well used, and it is proven that if you use this strategy, you're going to understand how to filter Cómo filtrar, how to filter information as you listen. One of the biggest problems that we have is when we're listening, there's a lot of information. 3 minutos de hablar is a long time. And you get a lot of information. So we have to learn how to filter. And notice something. I don't write, or you don't write, long sentences. Lo máximo de palabras en una oración de estas es 64 hours in traffic. Y hasta eso se podría reducir. 64 hours traffic. 3 words. Why? It is about writing the key information down as fast as you can. Okay? Any questions about this listening strategy? I highly recommend it for you. In this midterm review that I sent to you, on the last page, we're going to do this practice as well, but on the last page of this midterm, I have other recommendations, and I have listening ESL lab right here. You click on this page and you will get a lot of links, and Deep English. These are 2 very good websites. Randall's listening lab is only listenings. You go to listening, it's all free. You go to ESL Cyber Listening Lab, you go to listening activities. Pueden escoger easy, intermediate, or difficult. Supongamos you pick intermediate. You already know what we are going to be doing in the exam. Transportation or traffic. So you come here and you go and you start looking. Transportation. New York travel. Bueno, tiene que ver. Transportation. Let's see. Taxi ride. Texting and driving. Traffic ticket. Travel on Sky Airlines. All of these, you should be doing listenings. Practice. Using this same method. This Cornell note-taking method. You listen, you write. You listen, you write. Guys, esto no es 100%. This doesn't work 100% of the time. But most of the time it does. It is organizing your ideas. Okay? Any questions about this strategy? Okay. Let's continue. We're talking about adverbs of quantity or expressions of quantity. Too many, little, a little, few, enough, too much, more, etc. We're going to do another listening. I want you guys to listen, and I want you to take notes. And then I want you to tell me which one is picture number 1. Listening, there's 3 listenings in this little audio. I want you to tell me which one is number 1, which one is number 2, and which one is number 3. Identify the listening with the audio.
Unit 2, Caught in the Rush. Page 8, Exercise 2, Perspectives. Transportation Services. Part A. Listen to these comments about transportation services. Match them to the correct pictures.
The buses are old and slow, and they cause too much pollution. In cities with less pollution, people are healthier.
There are too many cars. All the cars, taxis, and buses are a danger to bicyclists. There is too much traffic.
There should be fewer cars, but I think that the biggest problem is parking. There just isn't enough parking.
Okay. We're going to listen one more time. I want you to identify each listening with a picture. The man is first, then the lady, then the man again. The first man, which picture is he? The second lady, which picture is she? And the third man, which picture is he? And I also want you to circle or write down which expressions of quantity are being used. So I'm going to let you guys annotate again. And let's listen. Circle the expressions of quantity that you hear and write 1, 2, or 3 on the different pictures.
Unit 2, Caught in the Rush. Page 8, Exercise 2, Perspectives. Transportation Services. Part A. Listen to these comments about transportation services. Match them to the correct pictures.
The buses are old and slow, and they cause too much pollution. In cities with less pollution, people are healthier.
There are too many cars. All the cars, taxis, and buses are a danger to bicyclists. There is too much traffic.
There should be fewer cars, but I think that the biggest problem is parking. There just isn't enough parking.
Okay. We're going to listen one last time, and I'm going to stop it. And I want you to tell me which picture. Okay?
Unit 2. Listen to these comments about transportation services. Match them to the correct pictures.
The buses are old and slow, and they cause too much pollution. In cities with less pollution, people are healthier.
Okay. The buses are old and slow, and they cause too much pollution. In cities with less pollution, people are healthier. Which picture is it? Please circle it. Please, okay, or draw an arrow. That's perfectly fine. The correct answer is this one. This is the correct answer. The buses are old and slow, and they cause too much pollution. So we have the words too much pollution. They cause too much pollution. In cities with less pollution, no está en estas, but less is also an expression of quantity. In cities with less pollution, people are healthier. Let's listen to the second one.
Unit Services.
Buses are old and slow, and they cause too much pollution. In cities with less pollution, people are healthier.
There are too many cars. All the cars, taxis, and buses are a danger to bicyclists. There is too much traffic.
Okay, very good. This is number 2. There are too many cars. All of the cars, buses, and taxis are dangerous to bicyclists. That is very clearly this one. Okay, she uses too much, too many. Okay. And let's listen to the last one.
There should be fewer cars, but I think that the biggest problem is parking. There just isn't enough parking.
There should be fewer cars. There should be fewer cars. But the biggest problem is that there isn't enough parking. There should be more parking. That is picture number 3. That is this one. Okay, guys, what I want you guys to notice is how they are using this language. Too much, enough, fewer. Okay, I want you to notice. I'm going to give you a model sentence here. They always start with there is or there are too many cars. There is too much traffic. I want you guys to make some sentences about Cali's traffic. And I want you to use there is, there are, and one of the expressions of quantity. Make 1, 2, 3 sentences. Please fill this page, all of you. Go ahead and start making different sentences or in the chat. Si no tienes el botón de texto. In the chat, write your sentences. I want to see how we do. Use comparison, less, more, fewer, and use evaluative language. Enough, too many, too much. I'm going to give us 3 minutes. Please write complete sentences with a capital letter and a period at the end. Si no pusiste el punto ya, pues don't worry about it, but from now on. Okay, thank you, lady. I will write that in for you. Somos 24 y solo tengo 5 oraciones, guys. 1 minute. Everyone should be trying. Si ustedes no intentan, ¿cómo voy a saber cómo les puedo ayudar? How would I know how to help you? Please make sure you write. Very good. Okay, time's up. Let's take a look at the sentences that you all wrote. Alright, let's look at this first one. There are many damaged traffic lights. That is a good sentence. There are many damaged traffic lights. Good. There are many damaged traffic lights is count or non-count? It is countable. We use traffic lights and we use many and we use are. What about this one? There are too much traffic jam in Main Street. Aquí hay un problema. There's a problem with this one. What's the problem with this sentence?
There is.
Very good. There is too much traffic. No traffic jam. There's too much traffic in Main Street. There is too much traffic in Main Street or on Main Street. There aren't enough police officers who protect us. Very good sentence. There should be more traffic lights in the streets. Very good sentence. There are too many buses in Cali. Very good sentence. There aren't many exclusive lanes for motorcycles. Very good sentence. Aren't many, contable, lanes. Lanes are countable. There are too many cars in the rush hour. In the rush hour, no decimos in the rush hour, we say during, durante, during rush hour. There are too many cars during rush hour. There aren't enough meal buses for commuters. There aren't enough meal buses for commuters. There's too much traffic in the south by Cañas Gordas. Good. There are too many big streets in the city. Good. There's too much traffic in Cali. Good. Traffic no es contable. There are too many buses on the Simón Bolívar Highway. Excellent. There's fewer pollution in Cali than Bogotá. Uy, miren esta. This is comparative. There is fewer, o sea, less pollution in Cali than Bogotá. When we are doing comparison, este then is very common to use. This is comparative. Okay? There is enough station of meal. Aquí hay un problema, ayúdame. There is enough station of meal. What is the problem? Opa, ¿qué pasó? Oh no. Un segundo. Los perdí. Bueno, voy a poner esa última so that we can look at it. There is enough station of meal. What is wrong with this sentence? Hay algo mal.
Station are countable.
Excellent. Stations are countable. So, there's remember cuando usamos un expression of quantity son con cosas dos o más, two or more things. Station, singular or plural? This is singular porque no tiene la S. So he needs to fix it. He needs to say, there are enough meal stations. Like this. There are enough meal stations. Okay. Now we have plural, stations con S, plural aquí, and enough as our expression of quantity. This is a correct sentence. Guys, todas estas oraciones que hicieron, bueno, se pueden usar, bueno, si el tema deja, if the prompt allows you, you can use those as examples. I asked you to make sentences about Cali's traffic. There are too many buses on the streets. That is a clear example of something. Or we need more police officers. Or we need more traffic agents. That is a clear example. These are the type of examples and sentences you need to write in your opinion paragraph when you are making your examples. Okay? Any questions? Alright. It's 6:02. We're going to do some breakout groups, but we're not going to do this activity. What I want to do is I want us to do this midterm review together. Because we are going to do inferences. On the exam, you will have 3 questions in the reading and 3 questions in the listening that are called inferential questions. Inferential questions. Estamos haciendo un cambio de tema, ¿ok? Estábamos viendo adverbs of quantity o expressions of quantity. Vamos a pasar al midterm review. Y en particular, I want to look at inferences. Inferences. What is an inference? When we infer something, we take clues. Hold on one second. Okay. ¿Ustedes lo están viendo borroso o no?
Yes, teacher.
Ya debe estar mejor. Sorry about that. When we talk about inferences, an inference is to draw a conclusion based on evidence. Draw a conclusion based on evidence. Okay? When we draw a conclusion, for example, look at this guy. This guy is making an inference. He is looking at this girl. And he thinks, I have no chance with her. I have no chance with her. No tengo ninguna oportunidad. No way. Why? Why is he making this conclusion? What evidence does he see to make this conclusion?
Because that girl has another man.
Ah, very good. So he's looking and he sees that she is with another man. And so he can draw the conclusion, I have no chance with her. That is an inference. We're going to practice doing inferences. Inferences are important, and you're going to have to know how to do inferences when you listen and when you read. Let's look at this image. Here's a baby. If I said to you, I wouldn't eat after that baby if I were you. If I were you, I would not eat after this baby. What can you infer about the food, sobre la comida? What inference can you come to? Hagamos algo. Let's take 15 minutes and I want you guys to work in your groups. Voy a poner esto, I'm going to download this and I'm going to share it with you on Cisco WebEx. And I want you guys in your groups to make inferences about each of these different pictures, okay? And then we will come back and we will look. Please look in the link in the chat, perdón. And I am putting the link for everyone to see this. And I am also going to share it here on the screen. Okay, so we are practicing inferences, and I want you to, in your groups, look at each one of these. Ustedes pueden manejar esto. La flecha de arriba, la flecha de abajo, o ir al link. Cualquiera de las dos, any one of the two. Okay? And I want you and your team to come up with an inference for this picture, this picture, this picture, this picture. And then we're going to do this paragraph, and we will do it together. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys 15 minutes to do this. Please call each other in your groups on Google Hangouts. Please call now.
¿Qué hay que hacer?
You should make a call. You should make a call in your Google Hangouts group.
Brian, tenés el micrófono abierto.
Okay, everyone, we have about 4 minutes left. About 4 minutes left. Alright, everybody. Let's go ahead and take a look. Everyone try? Please come back to the group. We only have 8 minutes. I wanna discuss it really quickly. Okay, I wanna discuss it really quickly. Everybody back? Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. If we say this, I wouldn't eat after that baby if I were you. What can you infer about the food? Anybody? Give me answers that you discussed in your group.
Teacher, espérate. Ah, no, ya. That the baby chose the fox wings and hats, and the fox is horribly, probably.
Okay, good.
Yes.
The food is horrible. The food is horrible. That is probably a good inference to make. Anyone else? Any other inferences? Maybe the food is contaminated. That would be another one. Oh, the baby has touched the food. The food is dirty. Cualquiera de estas, any one of these is probably an okay inference to make. Pues you look at the picture and you look at what I said, don't eat that food, or I wouldn't eat that food. It's probably because the food's not very good. Any one of these is an okay inference to make. Alright, let's try another one. Estás fuerte. This one's strong. If she died, I wouldn't go to her funeral. What can we infer? What inferences can we make?
Teacher, she can't die. She is a toy.
Ok, pues no en este caso no quería usar una persona de verdad, ¿no? I don't want to use a real person. That would be terrible.
Ah, profe, pero entonces si usas un muñeco, pues entonces yo infiero que ella no puede morir porque es un juguete.
Okay, that's a good inference to make. That's a good inference to make. No era lo que tenía pensado, but it is a good inference. She can't die. She's a toy. Suponiendo that she's a real person, what inferences can we make? If someone says, I wouldn't go to her funeral, if she died, I wouldn't go to her funeral. ¿Qué puedes suponer de esa relación? What can you infer about that relationship, about maybe the girl or the person who said it?
She is dead?
Okay, Carlos says she was a bad person. She was a bad person. Maybe the person who died was a bad person. Maybe a good inference is probably that the person that died is not good. Okay? Any other inferences? Esta era más por la línea a donde yo estaba pensando, ¿no? Guys, noten algo. This, yo dije, it's an okay inference. This is an okay inference. En inferences no va a haber un correcto e incorrecto así, ¡bam! No. Se trata de ser más correcto o menos correcto. You get closer or further away. For example, if I said, let's look at this picture. If I said, I can infer that the man wants to sell her a car. Is this a good inference? No, it doesn't make sense. The evidence, acuérdese, inference means draw a conclusion, sacar una conclusión based on the evidence. The evidence in the picture does not show me this. That's not what the evidence is telling me. What is the evidence telling me? He wants to love her. Very good. Sulaini, very good. He wants to love her. What else can we infer?
They are in love.
They are in love. He wants to conquer her. Very good. All of these are good inferences to make. Bueno, guys, the same way that we make inferences about pictures, we make inferences about text. Ahora, nos faltan un minuto. So we don't have time to do this here. I sent this practice for you on Wow Virtual. It is here in week 5. In week 5, it says, review midterm. Please look at this and practice, understand it before next class, because you have a reading and a listening. Y cada una has inference questions. So make sure that you practice them. Okay? Alright, we have to finish here. We are out of time. Someone asked me, when do I have tutoring? Guys, acuérdense, los tutorings los pueden encontrar en Wow Virtual. You can find all my times on Wow Virtual. De aquí al miércoles, I do not have tutoring. But there are teachers that have tutoring. Okay, Francia Flores is level 4. Carolina Bocanegra is level 4. Carmen is level 5, but she's very good. So you can go see some of these other teachers. Please make sure if you don't understand that you go to tutoring. Bueno, any other question before we finish?
Teacher, one question.
Yes.
Teacher, el día del parcial tenemos que entrar a clases común y corriente.
Yes. Our midterm exam will be from 5 to 6:30.
Ah, sí, porque nos tienen que dar el código de las cosas, ¿no? De las parciales. Ok, teacher.
Okay.
Profe, disculpa, no entiendo lo último que estás diciendo.
Sobre.
Sobre lo que mostraste del correo. De la semana 5.
A ver, comparto mi pantalla. Los que se tienen que ir se pueden ir. Yo voy a tomar otros minuticos para clarificar dudas.